page, and I found this video from Smugstick. Shout out first. Thank you, Smugstick, for making that video, because now I'm going to make two what ifs out of it. What if I was in Dragon Ball, and what if Bardock was wrong? So, Bardock will be wrong in this timeline, which means, like, he will probably die still, but the Saiyans won't die. We don't know. So, a baby Saiyan who has a power level about 100. Not even. Actually, you know what? A Saiyan with the power level about I'm gonna give him a power level of about 9,000. He's got a power level of over 9,000, because we all love over 9,000. Even though that's a dead meme. Whatever. So back to this. So they would send him away on a faraway planet that's unknown. When he would be sent there, it's like a luscious green planet, but it's not Earth, guys. Don't worry, it's not Earth, and it's not Goku either. Wait, Goku doesn't have a planet, but it's not actually Goku going there. It's my character, Christian, going to. Then there's a red guy and a purple person. Remember, it's a light purple person, if you know what I mean, Kaioshin. And he lands on a world called the Supreme Kai, the land of the Kais. As when he's there, he's instantly picked up by Kibito, like his pod, and Kibito's ready to stab him. I mean, just ready to end his life. But Chin says, it's a baby Saiyan, we should take care of it, and maybe he could be the next stopping to Majin Buu. And for 10 years about, he would be so strong. So, let's go into more of Planet Vegeta's point of view. After the death of Bardock from Frieza's death beam, Gine would be extremely sad and would march to the king's office. Walk to the king's office sadly, saying, as he walks in, King Vegeta says, "Ah, Bardock's wife. What brings you here?" She says, "Can I?" And teary voice says, "Can I ask some Saiyans for a mission? And I'll pay the debt." He goes, "Okay." He says, "I'll do anything for this." He goes, "Okay, what is it?" He says, "Please, find my son Kakarot. He was sent off because Bardock thought Frieza was going to attack the planet and he wanted to save him. So please save him. He's on a planet called Earth. Please bring him back." Oh yeah, this is 10 years after Planet Vegeta's 10 years after Planet Vegeta would have been destroyed, but it's not. He goes, "Okay," as he sends Nappa, Vegeta, and Raditz, and a couple more Saiyans to go help Kakarot out. Okay, Goku's still gonna hit his head in this timeline, because I want him to still be that pure Goku. He's still gonna have a little bit of wild to him. When they head to Earth, they arrive, and they are in the in like a bamboo forest. So they hear and also, so it's at night, they hear growling, like a giant roar. They go, "Huh?" Then they see a great ape. Raditz says, "That must be Kakarot. Quickly, if you don't chop off his tail and chop his neck." Vegeta. He goes, "Don't tell me what to do, Raditz. Or do you want to die?" He goes, "Sorry." But they also see a boy who's flying in the air, trying to calm them down, going, as Vegeta just shoots a blast at him, and Raditz says, "Vegeta, you're so stupid." He goes, "What was that, Raditz?" He goes, "Nothing, but that was a Saiyan. You just killed a Saiyan for no exact reason." But then he looks and sees that Vegeta's got blast looks like he gets warped away. Christian looks saying, "Wow, that was nice. You just shot a giant blast at me when I'm trying to help out. God, you're real grateful, dumbass." He goes, "How dare you? I am Prince Vegeta." He goes, "I don't give a crap what you are. can we just stop? Can we just help this guy? Can we just help this kid? His grandpa said that his name was Goku. He said his grandpa said that his name was Goku, not this Kakarot. He goes, but then ow! As he's finally defeated. As the Goku's finally defeated, as when they take him, Goku's hair is kind of like all messed up. It doesn't look like the classic Goku hair. Reddit says that he might have been right. This might not be Kakarot. But then, when he wakes up, his hair spikes up and turns back to normal. He says, no, this is Kakarot. Vegeta says, such a low power level. Only a power level of 25. Not even close to what I expected. Well, I guess your father was a low-class Saiyan. I guess you are too. Kakarot. Raditz yells, don't talk about my father like that. He died. He says, and he says, have you ever realized why there's one Saiyan's battle armor inside the king's palace? Well, that was my father's armor that he wore, because that was a sign of rebellion against Frieza. Then he yells, Raditz, Nappa yells, Raditz, you idiot. He says, what did I do now? He says, you had your communicator on. He says, Christian says, no, you didn't. I took it off before you said that because I knew it was a communicator. So I took it off. I've already broken all of yours. He says, so you have no transportation or connection to Frieza. To this Frieza guy. Vegeta reads his power level and says, a power level of 25,000? No way, what kind of grueling training has this brat been through? He says, first of all, don't call me a brat. Second of all, I'm going home. Bye, losers. As he kai-kais home. Then he says, wait, could you please teleport us home? You can't. Kakarot broke pods. He goes, fine. As he kai-kais them to the palace, where Gina is just standing there waiting for them to return, because King Vegeta assured her that they will be back soon and she will pay her debt. As when he returns, he says, we have Kakarot. He says, Raditz, why is he naked? He says, because he just turned into a gray ape, was rampaging on a planet called Earth. King Vegeta laughs, going, ha, that's what a Saiyan does. He says, yeah, but I don't think Kakarot was like that. We also met, he says, also, Vegeta, who is that boy next to you? He says, Vegeta says, I don't even know. He still hasn't even told us his name. He says, he has the ability to teleport. Vegeta, then when he's walking up, all the Saiyans say, is that a tail? Christian says, oh yeah, I randomly have a tail. I don't know why. He says, whatever. Then he says, Father, you won't believe this. Everyone crush your scouters. Everyone crushes their scouters in the building, and then he says, this boy's got a power level of 25,000. Christian says, I think I'd rather come back to my home planet. He says, but I gotta train for a couple of years. I'll come back when we're older, and then I'll come back. So Goku would live a similarly normal life, with Christian also living there. Then he thinks to himself, asking Kaioshin to please take him to the other world. Kaioshin takes him to the other world, and he says, can we go to heaven? Because I'm pretty sure there's somebody there that I'd like to see. He goes, okay. He says, as after that, they head home. They head there, and then he says, as he looks to King Yama, saying, King Yama, do you have a man named Bardock that came in? He goes, yes, I do. He's in heaven right now. Go find him. He goes, right, yes, sir. As he finds him, grabs Bardock, saying, come with me. I'll help you find your family. As he teleports back, saying, got him. He says, Kaioshin, do your work. He goes, you want me to revive him? He says, yeah, he's got a happy family waiting for him. As Kaioshin revives him, going, okay. As now they bring him back, but he says, now you're alive. We're taking you to planet Vegeta. As I take Bardock back to planet Vegeta, and Bardock says, "Can I have my old armor back?" As Christian puts it on, he says, "Hey guys, guess who I found?" As he shows Bardock. And Gine, with tears in her eyes, is so happy, saying, "Bardock!" He says, "Yeah, I was wrong about Frieza." Christian says, "I'm sick of telling people this." He says, "What?" He says, "Stop talking with your scouters on! Frieza can hear you, asshole!" He goes, "This kid's got spunk." He says, "Thank you very much." He says, "Even though I was trained to be the nicest person in the world, I'm not. I'm more of a..." Then, okay, they're still 10, remember this. So, 10 years later, well, about 15 years later, when they're both 15, their power levels increase insane. Goku's being about, I'm gonna say Goku with his power is about 9,000. Vegeta's being his normal 18,000. Raditz's, since he started off at 1,000, he's probably about 15,000. Nappa is about 16,000. With all them being similarly close power levels, and with Christian being on a whopping 50,000. When he turns into Great Ape, he's at 500,000. Bam! He's at 50. He's at 500,000, which makes him almost on par with Frieza's base form. Christian tells Vegeta, Nappa, oh yeah, and Vegeta, Raditz, and Nappa have turned into way better people. Vegeta's like he was in Super, and Nappa and Raditz, we don't know how good they are, so let's just say they're super nice. Raditz is a nice softie, and Nappa usually works as a chef for the Saiyans because it's pretty fun. Nappa has found a hobby in cooking and tasting out foods for himself. So he usually helps out Gine with her, giving him in the exchange to live with him. Don't worry, it's not like Nappa and Gine, because we all know that's illegal. Also, Bardock's literally... Oh yeah, Bardock's power level! Bardock's got a power level of about 25,000. So when they're all done with this, he takes them all to the Kaioshin world to train. Gina is allowed to go there since, well, she's peaceful. And he says, "Kaioshin, I brought some friends. Or family, I guess." He says, "Do you mind training them?" He says, "Sure, I don't mind training them." Kibito says, "Well, they're mortals, Shin." He says, "So what, Kibito? What's the worst they could do?" As they're trained to master their grade 8 forms and their normal primal power, they don't look insanely powerful people. Then Kaioshin instructs them to go to different planets to go train there. He tells Goku to head to Otherworld, to head to King Kai's planet. He tells Bardock to go with him. Then he says for Nappa and Vegeta to head to Yardrat. Please don't hurt anyone there. And they say fine, they won't hurt anyone there. And he says that they could teach him some valuable techniques. Then he tells Christian and Raditz to stay there because he wants to train them. A couple years later, and they're in their prime. They look like how they do in the beginning of Z. As they go. With their power levels rising increasingly fast. They're all at a power level of about... Vegeta had a power level of 75,000. Goku had a power level of about 50,000. Raditz had a power level of about 45,000. He's lost track. Nappa at a power level... Actually, no, Raditz would have a... No, let me rethink this. Vegeta would have a power level of about 50,000. Raditz about 65,000 because of his training. Christian about 75,000. Goku and Bardock would probably be about 60,000, with Vegeta and Nappa being 30,000 probably. And the grade age, Christian initiation practices. In his grade 8 form, he surpasses Frieza in his first form. And they're still waiting to the day that they rebel against Frieza. Then it's time for Christian to finally pull out the Z sword. As he finally does, going, "Ah!" as he finally pulls it out. Then he trains with it, and then he breaks it on a thing, a catch and type. But then Elder Kai comes out and starts to release all this little brat's hidden potential. As his power level skyrockets, and I mean skyrockets, to 500 million! His power level just skyrocketed with the amount of potential he's got. His power level skyrockets to 500 million, which is about the strength of Super Saiyan 3 and a little bit stronger. My dude just literally skyrocketed his power level. Now Frieza senses this and his scouter breaks. As all the other Saiyans get their power level increased, and holy shit, are they powerful! Goku, at a power level of 120 million, like his Super Saiyan power. Raditz, a power level of 140 million. Vegeta, 150 million. Nappa, 120 million. But Goku's power with his insane potential would skyrocket to 175 million. Christian having the most potential because of how much he's outgrown. And Bardock having a power level of about 100 million. As these three are the strongest in the as these guys are the strongest. They surpass Frieza in every way. But they also kind of want to learn Super Saiyan. So they would have this. When they return back to Planet Vegeta, they see that there's nothing left. Except a space pod is rolling out. Christian says, "What the hell happened here?" Then he flies over to the space pod and sees Gine in it. Then a death beam flies at it. Goku would jump in front, putting his arm out, blocking the attack with little to no difficulty. Then, with Ultimate, when he activates Ultimate, his power level skyrockets to like a level of a Super Saiyan 4. Like, he's already the most overpowered damn character in the series. As they fucking clap him up. And that's it for now.